Hi and welcome to day 5 of our beginner yin yoga course level 3. Today I have some very exciting poses for you to try, but we'll begin in a familiar one, and that is our deep squat, because we really want to get into our hips before we move into some more advanced things. So make your way into your deep squat in whichever way suits you best. Make sure that your toes are facing at a diagonal away from you. Keep your back nice and long, and if your heels are coming off the mat, you can always roll the mat, or you can also use your blocks and place them under the heels. But blocks might be a bit too much because they tend to be a bit higher, so just use the mat. I highly recommend that. And of course, as always, you can support yourself on your palms or on your fingertips if just being in your squat is a bit much. So settle here, find your deep squat, and breathe. Now just deepen your breath. And before we get out of the squat, I want you to hunch a bit through your back. Just releasing the back. And you can bring your arms out in front of you. Relax the neck. I can't just yet, otherwise I'm going to talk too loudly into my microphone. And then just sway a bit side to side, just a tiny bit. This is super relaxing, and I wanted to include this for you because it can feel so good for your body. And then when you're ready, just gently come out of your squat and take a seat on your mat. We're going to do a completely new pose right now, and we're going to use 2 blocks for it. Now, before we get into this, because this is a slightly more intense pose, I wanted to offer that at any point, you can simply do a butterfly. However, because we have blocks, especially if your butterfly is higher up, you can bring your blocks underneath your legs and do your butterfly like this. This is perfect. You don't have to go any further than this. Really, this is divine all on its own. But if you want to try something new, we're going to move into a square. Now, this can be a challenging pose, but I wanted to offer it to you because it is so good for your hips. And we have blocks, so we are going to make it easier for us. Even for me, The full expression of a square without blocks is very difficult, it's very challenging. So for square, we're just going to bring our left leg out in front of us, bringing our shin parallel to the long edge of the mat. We're going to take our block and place it under that leg so that it's nicely supported. If you have to do it like this or even like this, it doesn't matter. We have blocks for various heights and that is perfect. Now the second leg is going to come on top of the first. Yes, this is a bit much, but you'll see that with the blocks it's actually manageable. First, I want you to flex your left foot before we move forward. Make sure that it's nicely supported with your block and that you're not kind of falling all over your sit bones, just ground them into your mat. Grab your second block, place it near the foot, and even this movement we will be making from the hip. So even as we lift our right leg up and cradle it, we can just sway it a bit side to side so that all of this is happening from the hip. And then you're going to very gently place your leg on top of the left knee. Bring this block beneath your right knee. Flex the foot and you have your square. This is perfect because today my hips are very crunchy. They aren't as stretched as normal. They aren't as flexible as normal. And this is actually what a square looks for me when I am not warmed up or when I am a bit stiffer in my hips. So just take note of this position, make sure that your feet are flexed, that your legs are actually stacked on top of each other. Both shins are parallel to the long edge of the mat. And then we're going to just brace ourselves on our hands, straighten through our back, and we're going to remain here. Really, this is quite an intense pose. And so a butterfly, especially if you're doing a supported butterfly to utilize the blocks, is a perfect alternative. This just takes us slightly deeper into our hips, but it's not like you're losing out on anything if perhaps you cannot do this pose at this point in time. If you can, settle in. We won't be holding it for long. As you now know, when we are first trying out things, this is just a nice taste of a square. Take another long inhale in and out through your nose. And then gently support your right leg as you remove the block. Bring your leg back to the mat. You can also extend it out to the side if that feels good to you, almost in a kind of half butterfly. And then remove the block from your other leg as well. We're going to switch sides and do the same thing with a different cross of our feet. So this time the right leg is in front. Just brace it nicely onto your block. Sometimes you will see that you need to adjust the height of the block because there are discrepancies in your body. That is perfectly normal. So just work with what your body wants and never against it. Perfect. Then take your other leg again, making the movement from the hip. You can sway it a bit side to side so that the hip gets nicely warmed up. and place your foot on your right knee, again flexing the feet. Grab your block and position it beneath your left knee. Now, as you can see, I'm using a lower side of the block on this side of mine because those are the discrepancies that I'm talking about. It really does vary vastly. Then just lean back on your hands. Settle into your square. Make sure that you're sitting on both sitting bones. And again, if this pose is challenging to you, don't be hard on yourself. This is a challenging pose. It does take a while to get into it. Just explore it and know that if you continue to do yin yoga, if you continue with all the other poses we have done, they're opening us up through the hips, you will get into this one as well. Until then, a butterfly is an amazing, amazing alternative. So please listen to yourself. Always listen to your body when doing yoga. And I hope that you also always listen to your body in life in general. So now let us just settle here, just for a little while longer. Take a nice long inhale in through the nose and out through the nose as well. Support your left leg. Remove the block. You can extend the leg long out in front of you. Remove the other block as well. And we are going to do something nice and familiar to give our hips a bit of a break. We're going to do a knee to chest. Make your way onto your back. Extend your legs long. And then bring your left leg in towards your chest. You can flex the right foot if you want some more stretch through your right hip flexor. And you can always grab yourself by the back of the thighs if your leg doesn't come as close in, so that you could hug it around the shin. Just settle here and enjoy. Deepen your breath. And nicely release your left leg. Extend it long. And just bring your right leg into your chest now, switching sides. You can flex the left foot. And settle into your knee to chest pose. Gently release your leg. And bring both legs in this position with the feet on the mat and knees facing the ceiling. We're going to do one more thing before we enter Savasana, and for this you will also need one block. We have already done this before. It's a supported bridge, and it's going to be a beautiful thing to do after today's practice. So keep your block within reaching distance. Really press through your feet, engage the glutes and squeeze through your thighs as you lift yourself into a bridge and bring the block under your glutes, under your pelvis. You can move around to find that perfect support so that nothing is compressed. It just feels really pleasant. Make sure that the back of your neck is nice and long, that your shoulders are resting on the mat. And you can turn your palms up to the sky. And just enjoy your stay in supported bridge. You can remain in this version of our supported bridge, but if you want to take it a step further and really stretch through your hip flexors, you can also gently and carefully extend your legs long, and this will create more of a stretch. You choose what works for you right now. I just wanted to give you the option to explore a variation of supported bridge as well. So see what feels right for you in this moment, and we'll stay here for a little while longer. Begin to deepen your breath. And if you were in the extended legs version of supported bridge, gently and slowly bring your legs back one at a time, settling here. And now I want everybody to push through your feet, engage the glutes, squeeze through your thighs as you lift yourself up to remove the block from beneath you, and then roll down through your spine, slowly, slowly, inch by inch, lowering yourself back to the mat. Amazing. We're going to make our way into Savasana. So extend your legs long. This is going to feel really, really nice. Let your arms rest by your side. Keep the back of your neck nice and long as well. And just settle into your final resting pose. if you're ready to come out of Savasana, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. You can take a nice deep stretch if that feels good. And then just roll onto your side for a moment before using your arms to press yourself back up into a seat. Place your hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra and just thank yourself. Thank yourself so much for doing this practice, for being with your body, for being in stillness, for nourishing yourself, for loving yourself, for showing up for yourself. Just take another deep breath in, breathing in all of the gratitude that you have for your life, for your day, for yourself. And exhale any energy you no longer need to carry with you. And another deep inhale in, just like that. And exhale with a sigh. You're doing an amazing, amazing job. Thank you.